Okay, the last thing which I want to cover is the policies. I want us to know that how good the India is doing. So India's policies is AI for all, and it says, and this is not a very old article which says how India is carving its own path in the global AI race. So India has been really very focused on AI, and we'll see how. AI in India a strategic necessity. That's what it says, that they think that it is a strategic necessity, and why and what they are doing on this. So India believes that to become a global economic superpower, so they got to lead the world in AI. Simple. Okay. So they need to lead the world in AI. So they are saying the world's largest democracy sees frontier technology such as AI playing a role in a journey towards becoming a global economic superpower. In November 2022, India marked a new milestone in its journey as it took the G20 chair and became the global partnership on AI intelligence chair. So they have actually kind of got the objective, and now they are leading this G20. You know, G20 is the most prosperous, like 20 nations, and they are leading them in AI. This is also very interesting. This is a summit in 2023 where Prime Minister Modi, so this initiative, AI strategy, is led by the Prime Minister. So that's very important. It has to be led by the top man in the country. So Indian Prime Minister Modi declares government policies will be inspired by AI for all. So this is, and this is the conference. Look at these people from all the different countries, and here Modi is actually addressing all these people and giving a lecture, giving them a lecture on AI and generative AI and how explainable AI, how do we need to understand that what is happening, how can we just make it accessible to everybody. That's what AI for all is. And it's giving a talk on this, and this is the talk. If you go click here, you can actually see that he is talking. And it also shows here that India is number 3, okay, in patent applications which India is filing, though is not really just in AI. So these are the articles and the patents. Patents are here. Patents India is here. So, but still they are somewhere. And this is AI investment companies by the amount. So India is still getting a decent share of the investment. I think it is in billion dollars. So India is getting for the AI investment. And once we say AI, where they are focusing, financial services, high tech, telecommunication, transportation, here means more adoption, and here is where AI has less adoption. It's a worldwide actually. So this is the policy that I was working. So I wanted to show you this as well, because we also thought that we should target $15.7 trillion worth of GDP impact by 2030. So we were trying to only get 0.1% of it, which is very little. And even it is little, it is still $15.7 billion. Okay. So that big is an impact even if you only target this. And we were trying to convince the government only give 1% of 15.7 billion, okay, which was about 40 billion rupees. Only invest this much. Investing this much would let us by 2030, so it was 2019, we could actually able to make this type of money. And we have seen many countries are actually making this type of money. And Pakistan was here in 2019. Here, and this says rate of change in digital evolution, and this is where we stand. So it means on this axis you are on the left means you are slow, and on this axis you are down means currently you are at a very low level of digital transformation. Okay. So Pakistan was here, and you can see UAE was here, and so all these countries, China was here, low but progressing very well. They have already achieved, all these countries have already achieved the digital transformation. They have just reached to the peak, so they need not to worry about fast. So these are the countries which are going very fast. So India is here. Okay. So that was, and then we said everybody is doing. So the AI was the strategy. And Dr. Ali sitting here, we started developing, one document of studying the AI policy for every country. And it was like, even in February 22, 50 nations have their AI policy. We even don't have any till today. So this was the meeting with Prime Minister Imran Khan. It was happened in 29 January 2019. And everybody, Asad Umar is sitting here, and this guy, and he was MQM guy. This is Chairman HEC, Banuri Saab, this is Dr. Ataur Rahman. And so everybody who's who of, I think that she was Secretary, Ministry of Science and Technology. And she was very disappointed with her, all the scientists working in different institutions. So all these people were here. And so we formulated, and this is where 0.1% and just 1% of spending would make us this. So many people kind of contributed in this, where Dr. Bakar of Al-Khwarizmi Institution was like one of the key person who was writing the PC1s for all these initiatives. So we converted it into, like, we got to have foundations. Unless you don't have foundations, you cannot just build AI. Foundations means you got to have rules and regulations which help do ease of doing business because of digital transformation. You got to have investment in, and you should have venture funding, and then the infrastructure. You should have your own cloud. And then even from schools, you should just revamp your K to 12 education. As a nation, if you are going to focus on AI and STEM, and then you should have a data access ecosystem. Nobody gives data to anybody in Pakistan. Okay, they're just keeping them close to themselves. So we said this is very important. AI, we got to have an access ecosystem, that there must be like responsibility people should take once the data is shared to them, but there has to be an ecosystem. And then we train basic human resource in basic IT, which kind of is happening, and then train the top talent in IT, and then find out that where AI can impact in public services, so that through public procurement we can generate many projects, and that also helps to improve the almost every department in the country. And then we, from here, and knowing this, we have national challenges for it, that these are the national challenges: agriculture, poverty, elevation, this fog in Lahore, and so all these are the challenges. You say, okay, these are the challenges which we are going to solve. So then, and the skill development is also like, from this was going up, and the demand driven, and we want to make it demand driven. Otherwise, all the research we do is we are just doing research. But if there is a demand, there is a national focus, there are national challenges, there is funding for that, then everybody would just solve that problem. And that's how you learn as well. So this was the working model. And we said, let's have national defense as an area, intelligent manufacturing, healthcare, poverty alleviation, social services, smart agriculture, environment. Digitalization and use of AI in government was very important, that all government sector. And this is the data ecosystem. We said we should have a national data regulator, where you should make NADRA, this Pakistan Bureau of Statistics, to share the fintech, the banks, the healthcare, the defense. They primarily are to be part of this, so that they basically share their data. And then there is a national industry team which should only focus on developing algorithms, and they all should be open source. They're getting open data, their public policies and regulation framework, and then the infrastructure, national cloud, data center, national sandboxes where you actually go and experiment. And then startups and private companies should not worry about developing AI algorithm, because we have seen AI is generic. Okay, we get whatever we could from anywhere, and all these centers which already exist, to make them very easy for startups to use this data which we have, the national data that we have used, and we have developed these algorithms, trained our models. So all they have to do is just use use them because they are already trained. So they are not to worry about this. And that's how you protect data as well. So now you have trained the data on your model on your data, and let the private companies, and do they actually go and build these applications. So not the professor, they cannot actually go and build products and applications. So there has to be startups and private companies. All these national challenges which we are saying, and through venture funds, through grants, through public procurement, they do the projects. So it becomes a complete ecosystem. And so this is the national open source IP development for startups and private companies to use. And we also wanted that whatever has already been developed, that 5 center of excellences, they should also contribute here. And then the 3 are all the projects that they should have through public procurement, and here are the companies which are building them. And then we also have the framework, the policies and everything intact, and the national data regulator for ensuring. So the major components were, we want an AI policy regulator, we want skills for AI age, we wanted national data authority, R&D, open source framework, and innovation fund. So then we started developing that there has to be a national data authority, there has to be a national data center, there has to be an open works framework, and all these. And for this we developed PC1s to have national centers of research and innovation in AI in Lahore and Karachi. Okay, so that was, and we also were working for the Prime Minister University in Islamabad, and that was kind of the university which was overseeing all these centers as well. So AI policy regulator, national data authority, R&D, and then there are skills for AI. We are having international collaboration, national collaborations with all the different universities to be part of this whole thing. And then we started writing the PC1s. That's how the government works. That first you make policies, you get those policies approved from the government, and then you say, to achieve this, this is the project. And because now you are mentioning a policy, so once you go to the planning commission, you say this is an approved policy, this is what our goals are, we are going to achieve this by 2030. And so they would then easily approve. For example, this was a PC1, crime analytics and smart policing in Pakistan, a very good project, but it was done by Punjab IT board. So though we wanted the private companies to do it, and they utilized few private companies, but here the idea was not to just digitize police, but to find out how to deploy, where there are more crimes, finding out the hotspots. And so similarly, this was the university, Prime Minister University, and then here was also Advanced Skill Development Scholarship, where we said we should send 300 people. It's all about people, human beings. 300, I think about 600 scholarship in top 100 universities of the world in AI and related areas. So this is where we could, and it was so easy to get this project approved. HEC even placed an ad in the newspaper. I actually went and conducted interviews everywhere because I was so enthusiastic to see, because unless you don't have people who are really aptly trained, and they come back and then they become part of the ecosystem. But I think nothing actually now is happening. But look at India. There are a number of organizations, are these many, who are the companies, the funding rounds, and it's a little bit old data. The funding amount is itna. And you can even find top 100 AI companies in India, that these are the top 100 AI. It means there are thousands of companies which are just focusing on AI, and then there are many, and many venture capitalists are actually directly coming to India to sponsor them, to support them. So this is pretty much